Hi there, I'm Char and welcome back to my channel, to the personal readings playlist. Today's reading is a reading for a very special lady who has recently lost her mama. It's a hard go as you lose your loved ones, especially your mom. So I have told her I'm going to give her this lovely reading and see if we can have some insight as to how to go about a little bit of healing. It's a beautiful sunny day today. Have the window open a little bit so the birds outside will help us along this little reading here. So this is for you, and if you're feeling it because you've lost your mom too, all the love to you, you guys. You get all the love and bright blessings and strength to make it through this tough time. So let's have a go at this reading and see what the tarot has to say for us today. The deck of choice is the Everyday Tarot deck by Bridget Eslamont. Biddy Tarot. She's amazing. This is an amazing deck and I'm very excited to read it for you. So let's jump into it. Like I said, it's a beautiful day, so hopefully it won't be too reflective as we're getting into this. Ooh, right on the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords right there. So yeah, feeling a lot of a huge life change when this happens. Even though there's surrounding family and whatnot, it is hard to step up and be the person in charge and control yourself around your family and help your family through it and try to deal with stuff on this level of like your whole world just exploded. And I think maternally we have the instinct in us to survive, and that's what keeps us going. There's no miracle cure for any specific person who goes through this, because grief is such an individual thing, and grief entails cycles of sadness and anger and hurt and hate and resentment and love, and then you're mad at yourself for feeling that resentment. But it's okay to go through the whole gamut. Everything that you can imagine feeling is what is going to happen. So when it does, just be in that moment and realize it and do what you need to do to get through it, and then understand it. And I can tell from experience that it's not something that is easier. I think the thing that happens is you get more tools in your toolbox. You gain more ways to understand and to cope and to find reason behind it. So here we are. We're going to have a nice little tarot reading. Gonna have some insights about how we can help ourselves through this situation, because you know, when you've got to dig down deep to the core, to the roots, yourself is all you can rely on. It's just the way it is. Keep yourself strong and keep yourself going and keep yourself growing. All right, here we go. I need to get my tea. All right, here we go. Here we grow. A lovely crystal ball set up here. It's got unicorns holding it in. So I'll pop the Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands reversed. The Knight of Cups is kind of like a rushing, emotional flowing. Like, we know that's happening. Or we know that feeling, right? So here we've got the Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands reversed. So there's a lot of emotions coming at you, towards you, obviously, with this Knight of Cups coming in on that horse. What the Six of Wands is coming in reverse. We're going to take a peek in the book at that. Because the Six of Wands generally talks about achieving goals and success, but having that come in reversed, take a little insight into that. You may be lacking in self-confidence, seeking approval and validation from others rather than trusting yourself. Stop comparing yourself to others. It is taking away your personal power and self-belief. All right, and I feel like that's just talking about that wave of emotions coming in with that Knight of Cups. It kind of hits it dead on. You do not have to put yourself aside to deal with everybody else's emotions. Yours are just as valid. But at the same token, having a talk with your friends, family, and letting everybody emotionally discuss how they're feeling about the situation, and knowing that you're not alone. And it's going to affect each member of the family differently. So being able to openly talk about it is a real big game changer in finding that balance so that everybody can be supportive. Because there's going to be days that you're feeling like really strong, and then that night's going to come in and like splash you with water, and it's going to be a roller coaster. And being able to Six of Wands it, being able to have that time with it, to understand that emotions with it is crucial. Acceptance is a very hard thing to do right now. Okay, let's get it going. Let's learn some new stuff here. What else do we need to know? Excuse me. All right. Oh, the Nine of Swords again. Okay, so this Nine of Swords comes in, and it's reversed. So reaching out and seeking help, having that Nine of Swords, that burden weigh upon our heads. Like this poor girl sitting there, and she's got like the weight of the world on her shoulders. How do I deal with things? Very restless, very weary. Coming in reverse, let's peek in the book. Seeking help for things that you need help with is a very, very good thing here. You're experiencing deep inner turmoil, and as a result, your thoughts and mindset. Fear is stripping you of your life force. Get a reality check and evaluate which fears are warranted and which are not. Release your limiting beliefs, crippling fears, and self-doubt. Wow, these cards are just cutting right to it, aren't they? I'm glad I'm reading the definitions. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Swords in reverse as well. So turmoil is, in the midst of this, everybody's staying home. Do we open up again? What the heck is going on with this global thing? I'm dealing with everything on these personal levels. Having the Nine of Swords, reducing that amount of, actually he was laying beside it, reducing the amount of burdens that we take onto our brains, reducing the amount that we allow those negative thoughts in, especially the what ifs. That conversation needs to stop in your head. It's going to come to a part where we're playing over scenarios where it's going to happen on sleepless nights where you're playing it over and your mind is sore and your heart is sore and you can't cry any more tears. That is when you need to stop, and you need to find a scenario that is completely made up, that is completely gorgeous, that is completely will envelop you into this little bubble of sparkly, satiny, soft bubble bath, or whatever it is, that little bubble that you can escape to when those thoughts start coming in. The Queen of Wands jumped out and laid sideways across here also. So regaining that power is what's happening right now as everything shifts, going from a maiden to a crone position in a family, so to speak. Having that feeling of being more mature now and having to deal with more things and be more responsible. It is true. But there's a certain amount that you can do and there's a certain amount that you can't do. And communicating and being honest about both of those things with yourself and with those around you is where this Nine of Swords reversed is coming in. This Queen of Wands laying sideways, she's quite balanced here. She's very passionate and she's nurturing. So she's laying across you right here, giving you a really good foundation on being able to deal with that Nine of Swords. All right, so there she is. She's just laying that foundation for the Nine of Swords right in there. Okay. So while the steps forward aren't easy, and it's going to head out of the blue, and it's going to kick you basically, like literally in the balls, right? This queen here reminds us that we have within us to carry on. She's like that generational confidence where, you know, the women that have gone before you in your family, and I'm not talking like 1 or 2 generations, 10, 15 generations. You know, the women that have gone before you have always gone before you, and now you're moving into that role. King of Swords reversed here. A lot of reversed swords. Huh? Oh, okay. Huh. Alright. So just because it's an immediate immediate reverse, I'm going to go in here. But with the King of Swords, he can be very blunt. And he's up here with this Nine of Swords. This is where he fell. Where this Queen is laying it. We've got that upside down King. Maybe not knowing how to deal with this situation. Maybe not knowing exactly how to be gentle or not so standoffish. I'll tell you about that card that fell off in a minute here, because it's really spectacular. Things change a lot when tragedy happens. So the King of Swords reversed in the Biddy Tarot here. Your expression of power and authority may be misdirected. You may be indecisive and feeling stuck. Center yourself and connect with your inner power. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune card here. I smile about the Wheel of Fortune card after having this series of sets where things are in turmoil. These kings are on their heads. The queens are laying before you to lay that foundation of strength, to give you that womanly strength, right? We've got that within us, and it goes beyond our family. It goes to the DNA of woman, all right? So this queen here laying that foundation to grow and become stronger from it. And I think with this King of Swords coming in, where it's usually standoffish, there's a lot of swords. There's a lot of cutting through. A lot of things get said when people are hurt. And it takes me to the second agreement. Don't take, or third or fourth, whatever it is, don't take anything personally. If you feel like people are being standoffish, you can just understand that they have that space within them as well. So if they cannot be responsible for their actions at that moment, take that responsibility for how you react to that moment. Because it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. Everybody's going to be feeling it, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, talking about that roller coaster, there are going to be good things that come out of this situation. There are going to be relationships built. There are going to, oh, that makes a really cool circle. There are going to be things that are brought to light. You're going to find a new strength within you. Everybody involved in the situation is going to find a new strength in them. Helping one another right now, getting through this situation is really what it's about. So maybe a little extra FaceTiming or phone calling or whatever. And just try to keep that communication open of people that you count on. And even though you are the strong one in your family, just reach out and even if it's online here, with a group like this, for other strong people that are getting through it and that can help provide tools to get through the situation. And it's really unfortunate when somebody actually has to go through this. It's never a pleasant situation when we're losing people. Alright, we got the Devil card here that's popped out. I'm going to start this new row because I think we've talked about, we know where we're at here. It's a rough situation. We have the Devil card that's come in reversed. When we get the Devil, we get talking to about where are we getting drawn to? Where are our addictions, overindulgences? Are we turning to healthy means to deal with situations? And we do have a lot of reverse cards coming in. But I think, like I said, it's that Wheel of Fortune. It's that cycle. It's that, here, have a look at this devil. Quite interesting, really. Just really interesting. Kind of ties in with the Nine of Swords here. Be aware of self-sabotage and self-destructive behaviors. Release any self-imposed limiting beliefs that are standing in the way of your growth and expansion. To me, that's saying, hey, if you're having a feel-good moment, that's okay. Don't feel guilty about it. Go ahead and feel good. If you're taking a growth experience out of this, if you're using this as a reason to declutter your life or refocus things or have a look of things from a different perspective, that's cool. Also, I think this is being aware of making sure you don't fall into the trap of, Mom would have done it this way, so I should do it this way. A lot of us, we come up with our own ways of doing things. It's slightly different. It works better for us for whatever reason it is. But I find, don't fall into that trap of, well, this is the way she would have done things. There are situations where doing what she wanted is the right thing to do. But that's not a place to be. Okay? Coming into a spot where there's a truck going by. Coming into a spot where that longing and that missing is, she doesn't want you to stay there. Take that moment and know the moment, and take that grief and fire it under your butt to move forward. Yeah, grief is a nasty, nasty word also. A lot of people are very ashamed to talk about it. Being able to say that I'm grieving. And not have the expectation that everybody knows how you're feeling also, I think is a very real situation. And so things become a bit robotic. Things become a lot methodical. So watch out for those indulgences, the devils as well coming at you. Smoking, drinking, eating, overindulging in any of those, or underindulging in some of them. All right, finding that balance there. There's lots of little ways that devil can sneak in and try to disrupt your balance in a situation like this. So tools that we're getting, right? Like, we learn these things. We have to deal with new things every day. Yes, the tools that we're getting, working through it. Why are all these cards reversed today? So working through, we've got the Nine of Wands has come up. So when the Nine of Wands comes up, it's working through that situation. You've got a little bit of an injury, but you have to work through it. You have to get through it. There are no other choices. We have another reverse card. Back to that roller coaster. You're struggling and ready to give up, but you're oh so close in completing this challenge. Keep fighting. You've got this. Be careful of paranoia and defensiveness. Thinking everyone is out to get you. Focus on your own game. So where that working through the injury is coming, working through that pain, working into the healing. All right, so talking about where this is going with that Nine of Wands is where we're working into the healing. Once you decide you are not wanting to feel this way anymore, and you are going to have to do that several times, because each time you go on this roller coaster, there's going to be a new high of happiness, there's going to be a new low of lowness. And so having that strength to have the ugly cry, to recognize the situation as it is, to pick up the pieces and to fill yourself up again with nice white light and to think those positive thoughts. And I mean, it can be annoying AF if you're in that position where you are so hurt and so sad in this whole world, and there is nobody ever that is ever going to understand how you feel. So F it all, and fuck. Have that moment, but you have to work through it. You have to get through it. The Chariot's on the bottom of the deck. So this victory moment, this strength moment in this next row, and it's coming. It's coming, okay? And it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep happening. That movement, I love that the Chariot card came up there as we're talking about this. That movement forward is going to happen. We are going to have that feeling of, okay, I can do this. Okay? So that cycle comes and you're like, I can move forward. I can do this. And it's like a cha-cha. You take one step forward, you take 4 steps backwards sometimes. But that step forward is that tool that allows those steps to become more clear. It allows that path to become a little bit wider. It allows you to share your experience so somebody else can learn from it. Okay, so that Chariot is where the movement is, which is awesome, because dealing with this devil, with the 9 of Wands, working through it, coming in with the Chariot, we're going. I see here the Chariot's also looking backwards, and each of its sphinxes, I guess, are facing each way. So as, oh, this is wild. So as the cards all come together here, I'm just going to try to show you this. Here we have the devil reversed. Here we have the 9 of Wands reversed. And here we have the Chariot right side up, right? So that work that we've done with the devil is going. So if you look at this side, it's watching that devil card. If you look at this side, it's watching the 9 of Wands. So take that moving forward. You have the strength to move it forward, but it's going to be like a teeter-totter balancing sort of situation where some days, sometimes, some minutes, and then it's going to balance back out. And the key to finding tools to your toolbox is looking at everything. Somebody suggests doing something, have a look at it. Don't just shrug it off. Have a look, be like, okay, I'll check it out. I will check it out. All right, so when this Chariot comes in, we've got the movement. Remember, we've got a big full moon coming up on Thursday too. So if you need to take time with that moon, if you need to let that moon take some of that grief for you and banish it. The full moon is a great time for banishing. Take some of that anger away and banish it. Take some of that grief away and banish it. You can release it to the moon. It's a very good time to do that, yeah. All right, it's a big week. Okay, we've got the 2 of Swords. There's decisions to be made. And really, we don't know what's right or what's wrong right now. So we're kind of precariously trapped. Just hanging out there, a little bit blind in the situation. It is a little confusing. There is a blindfold on that person. But they've got 2 swords and they're balancing them quite well. There's choices to make. And with the swords, you know, there is a lot that gets cut through. And a lot of people show their true colors. And a lot of truths come out that you may not necessarily have known about. So there's a lot going on. What do we need to know about this 2 of Swords? There's a lot going on with this 2 of Swords here. Death card reversed. Wow. All right. Ooh, sirens. Crazy. So the Death card comes to us in reverse. A Death card talks to us not only about death, but about the cycle of it. Death and rebirth and how things are all energy and relying on universal energy to keep the flow going and understanding the cycle. It's like the cycle that we're living to deal with this situation, right? So dealing with death here in a reverse position, you are experiencing deep... Okay, thanks, Tarot, for being Captain Obvious. You are experiencing deep interchange, letting go of an aspect of yourself that is no longer serving you and making way for something greater. Do not resist change. Change is hard. Look at this Two of Swords that has come up. Like, duh. I know. Thank you very much. Let's have some insight on this. So with that Death card, it's just, don't fear the change. It's coming. There's so much change going on in the world right now. It's really, really hard to process. Oh, here we go. The Page of Cups. Oh, and the Emperor. It's really, really... it's really, really hard to process how to change. What am I supposed to be doing next? Like, we're watching what our governments are doing, but what do we do next? Where do we go with all this information? What do we do with this? So here we go. Out jumped the Emperor reversed. Usually the Emperor upright talks to us about, like, finding that moment in prayer, finding that faith. So let's have a look and see what this Emperor reversed is talking about. We do have a lot of reverse cards going on, but it is because there is a whole storm of things that are going on. Reversed. Step up, be accountable, and get the work done. Be mindful of your relationship with power and authority. Allow this energy to flow through you, not against you. And when the Page of Cups comes up, this is one of my favorite pages. Look, luck is on your side. There's a little fish in that cup. Why is there a little fish in that cup? This page is looking forward to the future. Lots of luck on your side with this. So, you know, there's going to be a little bit of feeling of... what's the word I'm looking for? There's going to be a feeling like a sense of accomplishment with this transition here. It's going to be, we've got this, it's going to be like, I know it's really hard to envision a feeling of a sense of accomplishment right now. But dealing with this whole cycle that's going on with that Two of Swords coming into the Page of Cups, the feeling of accomplishment is going to be within the self. It's going to be like, okay, you know what? I felt really bad, but I had a good cry. I had a good shower and washed it away, and I feel a lot better right now. I'm feeling accomplished. That's kind of where this Page of Cups is going to come in. There's things that have already manifested. There's things that have already been put in place that are going to guide along the way, and that are going to show you signs, like where these tools are, where the thoughts should be. And with this Page of Cups, it's a very great card to have as we're going into this next block here to see what's going on. You know, she is looking back at these cards, and she's having a look at the things that are happening. And there's this fish in her cup, and the fish is just looking at her. You know, there's luck on your side. And I know it doesn't sound, yeah, I'm real lucky. My mom just died, right? But it's not just that thing that happened that we're talking about here. It's how we're healing. It's how we're moving forward. And it's not so much getting over it as getting tools to cope with it, right? So there's things that have already manifested in that way that are coming forward. You guys, I know, and sometimes if this sounds like I'm coming off a little harsh, that I don't understand, please, I do understand. I am one of those girls who's lost her mom. So doing this reading is kind of hitting home for the cycle that I was dealing with when I was going through this. So to share my experience here with you is an honor. And thank you for listening. And thank you for opening up and trusting me with this situation as well. Yeah, so we need to know what we need to know here. I'm sorry if the tears are coming right now, you guys. We heal. We heal together. Okay. We got the Six of Cups here. That has jumped out. So that's the balance. That's the finding the balance. That is making sure people have enough, making sure you have enough. When you have more, you give. When people want to give to you, you are worthy of it. So right now, that's why these are here. Okay. So with this, out pop the Four of Cups. Underneath it is the Magician reversed. All right, another reversed Major Arcana card, you guys. So here we are with the Six of Pentacles. So with this balance, giving and receiving, now is a very difficult time. And if people are bringing you food, if people are bringing you gifts, you're going to get flowers. If you are finding people don't really know what to say, they're not expecting anything from you. Just to say thank you. And enjoy the food. And share it with the people that are coming by. It was very hard to be able to come up with something nice to say to people as I was going through this, as they're stopping by with food for my family for the night. So all I could do is cry and say thank you and take it. And they're like, okay, I'll see you later. And they leave. You know, or there's people that'll show up and this is my situation, you know, like, are you guys okay? Here, let me take the kids for a couple hours. Or whatever the case may be. That Six of Pentacles comes in and says if somebody shows up to help, accept it. Put them to work. If somebody comes to you and says, hey, how can I help you out? Don't be afraid. Do you mind throwing a load laundry on for me, please? Can you fold that laundry? Can you tidy up the kids' room? If somebody shows up and you need help in that way, look for it. So that Four of Cups comes in. The Four of Cups talks to us about not being open or receptive to offers. Part of healing is being able to give and receive. And being able to open yourself up to people helping and being receptive to those offers is going to really help you heal. It is going to help it go smoothly in your house, especially if you have children, if you have people that are doing this for you. And don't be afraid to ask for help. If you have a friend, you can just be like, you know what, I need some help. Can you just come over? Can you sit with me? Can you bring me some tea? Can you come and help me do dishes? Do you mind washing the floor for me? Okay. So the Four of Cups comes in and reminds us to, hey, find that balance. Give and receive, right? You do it for your friend. You would do it for your friend in a heartbeat. So don't be afraid to ask for it in a heartbeat. Okay? That way things don't feel overwhelming. Teamwork makes the dream work. So we've got the Magician reversed. And with that, I think enough has been said. When that blockage happens, it prevents the magic from happening. It prevents the things from going on. It prevents that from carrying on. The Magician is, but he's reverse looking forward. Okay. So the Magician reversed. You are discovering what you wish to manifest without taking action quite yet. You are uncertain if you have the tools you need. Let the universe work out the how while you work on the what. Let the universe work out the how while you work on the what. What do I have to do to move forward? Do I have to accept this gift in order to move forward? Yes. Look for those opportunities. Those blockages come in. Wow, what a great reading. And that Magician, as it's reversed, is looking forward, really. Like letting that open up, letting the magic open up and moving forward. Alright, so a little bit of oversight here, I think, is overview is what we need before... Oh, a car is going by. Where'd my birds go? Alright, let's find a little overview. Where we're going after this Magician. So the cycle is going to carry on. That Wheel of Fortune coming in. There will be balance for it. Love how that Chariot came in for movement. Six of Cups. All right, we just had the Six of Pentacles here. Six of Cups. This is an interesting card because usually the cups are full of water, but these cups are full of dirt and they have flowers growing on them. And that Six of Cups reminds us to let things grow and flow. To let the wonderment, like the magic of things, flow within us. This cute little Six of Cups, he's giving her a cup full with a flower. There's so much that she can do with this right now. There's the birds. So, looking at that Six of Cups, it's going to work out. There's a reciprocating magic that is going to happen here. We've got the Six of Cups. It's going to flow, even though it's a little bit stopped right now from that dirt being in the cup. It is growing right now. It's blossoming. And things like this change us into different people. And as we get the tools from the universe, we just have to focus on getting the what, right? The what are we doing? We're going to work on getting through it. So the Six of Cups also talks about friends and neighbors, community. So like asking for help and being able to do that with a balance. And then we got the, oops, this one stuck to it. The world is right there ahead of you. I love how that comes in at the end. Nine of Pentacles comes in at the end. Seven of Cups comes in after that. So options are coming. Finishing off with the world right now, I think is the perfect thing to do. While your world has been completely altered and completely rocked, the cycles that go through it, just don't be too hard on yourself. Remember to reach out and communicate and ask for help when needed. That Six of Pentacles coming in. You know, that death cycle right in the middle of it. Just remembering the energy cycle is always going around. It's always reciprocating. Being open to these offers. Being open to people coming to help you with the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Cups there. Being open to the offers that are being presented to you. Don't block that magic. Let it happen. Let the Six of Cups come in. Let that sense of community come in. Working a little bit with it. Sixes are turning points. Regrouping. Victory. So coming out on that Six of Cups with these two sixes, the balance is going to come. And feeling the accomplishment of dealing with the situation well. It's okay to feel good about dealing with this situation well, that situation well, that situation well. A lot of us have never had to deal with like everything that's going on right now. So being able to take it bit by bit and be like, hey, I dealt with that all right. Hey, that was good. Hey, you know what? Didn't deal with that the best, but that's okay. You know, I'll have another chance to do that, or I can handle something better the next time. So remember to be gentle on yourself and eat what you can, what you feel like. Rest when you can. I know rest is a hard thing. And check out some breathing meditations just to try to help balance out and get some sleep. Okay? Don't let yourself get hangry. So hungry that you're angry. Remember to nourish yourself. Find something that you like. Even if you're eating the same thing for 10 days in a row, who cares? And remember this double point too. Move forward from those situations that you're feeling yourself stuck in. That Chariot's going forward. You're working through that pain. You're working through that sorrow with the Nine of Wands there. All right. What an incredibly amazing reading. And I hope this helps and I hope this resonates with you. All the feels, all the love to you and everybody that is feeling all the emotions right now. It's hard when you lose your mom. And oh, big hugs. My heart goes to you. All right. Bright blessings. Lots of love. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Send me an email or down in the comment section. We can open a voice of communication that'll be nice and strong, okay? So here we are in the personal readings for you playlist. I'm sorry you're going through this, but you do have the strength to get through. I love you. Mwah. You've got this. Alright, we started off with the Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands. Then our next block with the Nine of Swords and the King of Swords reversed with the Queen of Wands laying down. We got the Wheel of Fortune going on where the things are happening. Devil reversed and Nine of Wands reversed where we're working through it, moving forward, not looking backwards. Those decisions to be made with that Two of Wands. What do I do? Or Two of Swords. What do? I don't know what to do. Don't get stuck in the old cycles. Find that faith. Have that faith to move forward. Be willing to accept help as much as you give it. And be aware of those opportunities that are being granted to you. Let the magic happen. Six of Cups. Full of earth and flowers and bounty. Think about good times. The world, as everything is the cycle. And there is your reading.